What's up guys, the Strong Boys 19 here and welcome to a new album review. Although this is going to be on a bit of a different direction for a new album review because I'm going to be reviewing an album that was released digitally through the Bandcamp website pretty much a week ago, and I'm going to be reviewing the latest album from a musician named Starcoma, entitled Ylem. Ylem is his latest album of originality to be released across his discography. This is the follow-up album to my personal favourite Starcoma album, which is the PBD album. And yes, this is a mug of the album cover. And for those who don't know who Starcoma is, this is going to be the beginning for you to discover him, because Starcoma is a one-man band project from the UK, and to really think about various genres into his originality, I think that this is a progressive journey. And this is a discography, by the way, that is entirely instrumental. And to really think that instrumental albums can be different for me to review makes it really interesting, because not only it's just about the vocals to the lyrics that have their own voices and messages, but I think that instrumentation in music have their own separate language. And I think that Starcoma's music is a brilliant example where instrumentally it does attach with me and resonate me. The more I listen to his music, it has become an addictive direction to listen to music. Ylem is what I would personally describe is that this is his most ambitious and biggest variety sounding album, because with previous albums like the PBD album, it is personally my favorite because of the beautiful and glorifying textures into the ambient sounds and sequences, to the beautiful album that was the C album, dedicated to his wife, which is a wonderful idea. And I think throughout his progression as a music writer, Ylem is definitely one that is really huge. Very well put together, arranged record from the start to the finish at 50 minutes in its entirety of its length. Starcoma's music is mainly based onto the sound of heavy material, but there are really nice, futuristic, clever way of building up instrumentation with a variety of effects, like what I've said about the ambient sound on the PBD album. But this is like a blend from the sound onto that side of music and putting in the heaviest material yet, and it all just matches together right from the start to the finish. And what I love the most about this album is it is brilliantly consistent from the start to the finish. Highlights on the album for me are It Was All Nothing Before and The Fastest Way Out Is Through. Every time I listen to The Fastest Way Out Is Through makes me wonder about the riff of Now I Lay Thee Down by Machine Head. And I think that this track is a brilliant example for being a most memorable moment across these multiplying ideas to these clever writings of riffs. There's a lot to digest, but there were a lot of riffs where it can be simple to heavy chuggings, to moments where there's so much technicality going on, various time signatures, by the way. In terms of influences, others like Gojira to Devin Townsend, then these influences are crafted very highly into this discography of Starcoma's. Love Transcends Gravity, to me, is an interesting one because it starts things out in a repetitive way. This is where you hear more of the sound of the bass by itself, but these programmed drums make it really rhythmic. You hear sounds on these higher guitar notes going on, but from the last half, it does attach into a versatile approach of music, and one of the other greater tracks is onto Oh God, Here We Go. This track starts very intensely, and when you hear a lot of the free space after the manic, pretty brutal beginnings, it does build up some more of that ongoing tension. Then the breakdown section was pretty pummeling, like onto the track of Structures in the Void, which is the most complex made track because the arrangement goes in many difficult paths, as that I think that there's really amazing moments on this track. While there is so much of that technicality, it has become really approachable, and yet at the same time, into a track like this, it does leave you that you will find numerous new things along the way the more you listen to it, and stuff before on the album. There are various moments where I just think that I've not heard that before, or this part is really good, and there's so many times where it has just got to be just a wonderful experience. It is a big journey to find these fantastic results. Wanderlust is a really strong finale because, like on the ambient stuff that I've said before earlier in the review, there are other ambient pieces onto this record that is so comforting, meditative, and it does deliver just as precisely. The ambient moments onto these droning guitar distortions, to the reverb that's been in the background. The mixing is also wonderful. This mixing is probably the best sound and production as well. Definitely seek this album out for yourself if you are a fan of instrumental music. There's a lot of dedication and passion that has been put into this record, and I do love a lot of this record. Admiration to the talent that Starcoma does have. Absolutely amazing record that is personally one of my favorite records to listen to throughout 2022, and I am curious to know if you want to check out Starcoma, because I will recommend Starcoma's music in general. I will provide the link tree in the description below. You can check him out on the Bandcamp website, where you can listen to his music for free, and subscribe to his YouTube channel and follow him on Instagram and Twitch. He is the most active on Twitch, where you can discover Starcoma for yourselves with his brilliant streaming and talent, and as well as his humor. So what's not to love about Starcoma, for your sakes? So that's personally all I would like to say about Starcoma's album Ylem. And if you have heard of this album, please let him know, because it will mean the world to him. I'm going to give this album Ylem by Starcoma a 9 out of 10. This is without question one of his best albums. Like I said about PBD being my favourite, but this was really close for me to cite this as my favourite Starcoma record. But you can just check out his work for yourselves and support these types of artists who would make music for the love and writing for music. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll keep you guys posted for more videos in the near future.